The FBI did confirm that he was struck by a bullet.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Oh, now we trust the FBI.
Well, no,
Defund
but
him.
if they're saying it, you know it's true. That's like I've said forever. If you and I agree on something, it should be like cemented as law. If the FBI says he was hit,
the country.
if the FBI says he was hit, he was hit.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Macrodosing. It's beautiful. What is this? Tuesday, July 30th. About to turn over to a new month, August, Leo season, right? I think that's Leo season.
Yeah.
It's already Leo season. I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
It
When did
started
start
the 20th.
20th. Well, shout out to all the Leos, man. I think I just missed the cut. I'm a Virgo, 24th gang. But yeah, we back. We got most of the crew here. Myself, Big T, Mac and Maddie on the ones and twos. We got Chaps filling in. PFT doing some, he got some Hobbit business to attend to, so he got to take care of that. Yes, we got Chaps, man, in the building. What's good, brother?
Not much. Glad to be here again.
Yeah, man.
Been here a little bit recently.
Yeah, light coming on, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping through, man. Lot to get to. How's everybody's weekend, man? Big T, how was your weekend, brother?
It was good. I was in New York, back there for the second time since I moved out of there. Interesting going back to New York, not living there.
Are you enjoying the switch up? You like Chicago better, I assume.
Yeah, like New York is cool for a few days. And if you don't have to live there, or if you're rich enough to live somewhere awesome in New York, then I'm sure New York is incredible. That's why super rich people live there. But if you are not rich and you live there, it kind of sucks. So yeah, so when you're staying in a hotel and like you can go do fun stuff all the time, like it's cool.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. When I would go to New York, like from Texas, I used to go up like once a month for a week. And by like day 3, I was like, I got to get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, it was nice to come back to a larger apartment with like, your own stuff.
That's what I always say. I love visiting New York. I can't stay there for too long though. But like the visiting of New York is so dope. But I can see why everybody's angry over there all the time. Like everybody mad as shit over there. I get it.
Every time like the Knicks or whatever lose in the playoffs, and it said there's that tweet of Harry Potter sitting underneath the staircase, and it says like everybody in MSG is going back to this apartment right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
1000%, man. 1000. I'm coming off a pretty rough weekend, man. I had a funeral I had to go to for the late Jacoby Jones. That was tough, man. That was really tough because anytime somebody dies young, he's survived by people that that needed him and supported him, and that was just really tough to stomach. But it was the really good thing that I drew from it was like the brotherhood that you build with people over the years, no matter what you're doing, whether it's football or military or whatever the case may be. If somebody dies young, you really start to cherish and look at life in a different light when something like that happens, man. So that's the positive I took from it, and death really can change you, man. So I don't want to get everybody all depressed but it was a good weekend seeing everybody and all the brothers getting together, man, and bonding together. That was really dope, man.
Nice.
But Big T, you got some stuff on your list, man. I know you want to get to. You itching to get to.
Don't say itching. I got into some poison oak this weekend in a big way, all over my legs, all over. Went and hit a golf ball into the rough. Went to go look for that shit. Wasn't paying attention. All through some poison oak. I thought I had stopped. When I got home, I was like, I didn't put sunscreen on my legs. And then a few hours later, the blisters started to pop up. And I was like, oh, God, man.
Is poison oak different than poison ivy?
It's essentially the same thing, just a different plant, but like oil-based poison, toxin that goes on your legs. It was brutal, man. Even just moving around yesterday, it felt like my legs were all swollen. Terrible.
Is it still there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see it?
Yeah, it's gone down a lot. I got a steroid shot, and oh, yeah, it looks way better.
Looked at it today.
Yeah, hell yeah. So it's not that bad. I'll send a picture. So
I don't know that I've ever had that.
Poison oak?
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever gotten into it.
I usually pay attention, so I haven't either. It's my first time.
3 leaves don't touch me.
Yeah, exactly. And then I text my buddies. I was like, "Did you guys get into poison oak yesterday?" And one of the dudes was like, "No, man, I saw it, and I stayed out of there. If I hit a ball in there, I was like, you didn't want to tell the rest of the fucking group, dude.
You could have just hit it in the fairway, and then you wouldn't have had that problem either.
That was brutal. I posted the pic on Instagram. People like, well, there is no poison oak in the fairway. Just stick to that next time. I was like, that's good advice.
Yeah. Nah, I usually stay out the woods when I'm at a golf course I don't know, because I'm like extremely scared of wildlife. Like I don't fuck with wildlife.
And you live in Snake City too.
Oh, brother, when I see snakes, I go to the next hole.
Yeah,
I don't fuck with them. I just thinking about them motherfuckers. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Earlier this summer, I was playing and hit a ball into the rough, and I got over to go hit it, and it is in just a swarm of cicadas, and those freak me out. I don't like those at all. And we live like downtown, so like didn't see too many, but playing golf, obviously there were a ton out there.
Yep.
And so I had to reach down into the thing of cicadas and pull my ball out, and I just threw it out into the fairway. I was like, I'm not fucking over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that serious, man. We ain't on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, exactly. And if my ball goes into like a pit, like a sand trap that has like rocks and shit in there, I'm tossing it out. I'm not messing up my club so I can get that one stroke. No thanks.
For sure.
Yeah. I think I said it was on one of his podcasts, but Chaps, as a golfer, you should know this, man. It's USGA rules. You know how you have to keep a handicap?
Mm-hmm.
It's USGA rules that says for amateurs, you don't go over 3 strokes.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't know that. That shit's amazing. I mean, I usually kept it for like if I got like a 4 or something like that. Those are rare nowadays for me anyway. But like, it's good to know that they say that you want to keep that handicap at the rate. That's the official rule.
I just qualified for a handicap the first time this weekend. I was
what is it?
14-9.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can play.
Yeah, it was all right. I'm at the point now where I feel like I'm not going to beat anybody, but I can play with anybody. Like I feel like once you get into the real high 80s, low 90s, mid 90s, you can go out and have a good time with anybody, no matter how good they are or how bad they are.
That's the dope. I think that's the sweet spot of golf where you're like, you have reasonable, you can manage your expectations about what we're going to do today, but you can go on any course and enjoy the course.
Yep.
You're not losing 80 balls. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hook it. You know what I'm saying? I can go out and shoot a decent score and enjoy the course today. That's a fun part of golf for sure.
I just like to not worry about poison oak next time. That would be sick.
Yeah, now go ahead and pull that thing out of there. Big T, I know you got some stuff on your list you wanna get to, man. I know there's a big uproar.
I feel like the biggest story this weekend was the opening ceremony, which I did not watch, but I've seen after the fact. I'm curious
Tell us what happened for those that didn't see it.
The Olympic opening ceremony featured some interesting show. I don't know what you'd call it.
Performance.
Yeah, dude had his nutsack out. There was a mocking of the Last Supper. There was a Smurf guy. There was a bunch of it was an interesting. Y'all know what I probably think about it. So I'm curious what.
It's in France. Like I don't know what. And the original Olympics people were wrestling nude and shit. So it's never been like a thing where they didn't have weird stuff going on. So I don't care about any of that.
It just seems like I didn't really understand what any of it had to do with the Olympics. Like,
so I saw the uproar, and I've seen a few videos and stuff. From my understanding, the official explanation of it was, I think, a open ceremony. I think there were, what was it? It was Dionysus, I believe. It was supposed to be like a play on Dionysus and like some kind of meal or something like that. That was originally from a Greek mythology, but I think a lot of Christians looked at it and thought that it was the Last Supper.
Well, that's not true, because the woman that was in the middle of it posted on Instagram with a picture of the Last Supper and said the New Gay Testament.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying this is.
I'm sure that was their cover, but that was untrue.
This is the thing about it though, and why I don't understand why Christians get in an uproar about shit like this is like, even if it was like it's just an interpretation of it, and if God loves all people, should why would he not love those that rendition of whatever it is? Like
well, that's very so. God does love all people. He does not love all things.
Well, where did I don't I mean maybe I
also I'm not speaking for God, but I mean you understand why people would be upset with that.
I think people are just so upset about they're just wanting to be upset, like just wanting to. There's no way that actually impacts anybody's day. Like I don't know how you watch something like that. Even when I was in seminary, like if somebody was making fun, I don't know if I would have been in a big uproar about it. Or people were like, "Oh, let's boycott the NFL. Let's boycott the Olympics." Shut up. Just watch. It's badminton. Wait 5 minutes and it's going to be over. You're going to be okay.
But then why do something that you know is going to turn people off from that?
Isn't that literally art. The point of art.
Mm-hmm.
The point of art is to evoke emotion. Like some people might see that and see representation in themselves and attribute it to some kind of religiosity. Some people might be extremely disrespected by it. And so that's literally the point of art. And for people that, call everybody snowflakes, why are we getting so upset? Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. If you don't want to watch the Olympics because you feel like it's disrespecting Jesus, don't watch them.
And apparently it shattered ratings too. Like this is the most watched Olympics of all time. You know that?
I'm sure every Olympics is going to be that.
No, the numbers were down the last two. And this year, for some reason, it shot up.
Winter?
I also think location wasn't the last two like in Asia. So I think having it
Tokyo.
in Europe, which is more watchable, I think it's more watchable when it's on the French time zone instead of being in Asia. Even though it does suck still not having primetime Olympics. Primetime's Biles at like 1 p.m. doesn't slap the same.
I haven't watched a single event. I've just been so wrapped up in what's going on. This is what I will say, though, about this opening ceremony. I will say this. I've never been one to care. Well, I take that back because I grew up Muslim. But like when I finally kind of found my way in my belief system, I've early on, I used to kind of poke the bear of, religious people. And I used to like fuck with them and I used to like questioning them. And that's not necessarily the case anymore. And this weekend specifically for me was a little different because, we have services, usually people that have services in the church, right? And so in this church, it's like it was a black church and it was really dope. But what I noticed more than anything is like, dog, people really lean on their faith.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit, and especially in a time of grieving, like that is comforting to people, right? I don't have that. Like, my brain still won't allow me to go there, but I can see how when people are grieving, that shit means something to them. And so would I do something like that? Nah, you know what I mean? Because I know that's gonna fuck with people. Like they knew it was gonna fuck with people. And so there is something to be said about, kind of being antagonistic. I do understand that, but I think either side needs to like take a look in the mirror. Like you have to like not be so sensitive because not everybody feels like you. But on the other side, maybe understand like there are people that don't play with their faith. Like, and there were some fair critiques. Like they wouldn't do anything close to that with Islam because
correct.
Right. Yeah.
People die about that shit, like for real. And
France
so I think
knows that firsthend.
Yeah, with that cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So they know the boundaries, right? But then again on this side you'll see Christians and they'll acknowledge that fact. But there's a distinct difference. Y'all traditionally have not been willing to die for that shit. So I'm not saying you should. You should want free speech. You should want it's a tolerant society that you proclaim to want to live in. I really see both sides of the argument. But at the end of the day, bro, if you want freedom of expression, that's a part of it.
And I think location matters, right? Because Paris isn't like Paris pushes the bounds in art and always has.
Yeah,
I think that does not happen in Atlanta. Like if the Olympics are back in Atlanta,
LA is going to make that look like.
You think so?
Oh yeah, in
I'll
4 more
the gayest
years.
Olympics of all time.
I'll take that bet.
Oh, it's gonna absolutely.
I can't wait.
I love it. I don't know how they're gonna one up it.
I don't know either.
They're gonna have to start prepping now.
Go back to naked wrestling, baby. That's what we're gonna be doing.
But that's another thing is I don't understand the critique from Christians is silly to me because it's like the shit that's inside of the Bible is way more grotesque than that depiction. The shit that's inside the Bible is insane shit, like stoning daughters and like killing and mass genocide. Like it's way more grotesque than what's that. So it's like they've created this false veil of holiness and how we should act when even in the book that they're proclaiming to defend, it's worse.
Listen, people can do whatever they want. Would you admit it was intentionally antagonistic?
I would. I definitely.
I don't know. I don't know if I can.
That's what people care about.
Yeah, I don't know if I can.
But that's why you do it.
I didn't create it. Like I would have to listen to them. If they admit that, then that's what's up. It does look that way, though. Yeah, it does look that way.
So then you've answered your own question. That's why people are upset.
No, I understand why they're upset, but I guess they're just not. To me, they're just not consistent in their concern.
It was predictable that they're upset. It was predictable that kind of thing was going to happen in Paris. So both, I think, were predictable outcomes.
I guess.
Are you watching the Olympics?
No, but it's not because of that. I just don't really care about the Olympics.
Got you. When is the track? Because I really all I've ever really watched is the track jump. Did that already happen?
No, not yet.
I'm sure it's all going on at the. You can check Jeff Lowe's. He puts out a schedule every day.
Yeah. Right now, the biggest ones happening right now. I think track is always later. The biggest ones happening right now are gymnastics, swimming, and then like skateboarding's happening right now. Yeah, those are like the primetime ones right now.
I like watching Katie Ledecky. Like her stat of having the 19 fastest times in one event.
Yeah.
That might be one of the most insane stats in sports.
Oh, I did watch. So I watched one thing, and it was her, and she got her ass kicked. I thought she was like.
Which one was that?
The one we were watching? Yeah, we were watching that together.
It was it was the long one.
400 meters.
Yeah.
Is that her weakest?
I don't know.
It must be. I mean, she got smoked.
Because there was she was miles ahead of somebody else that I saw too. Like she was passing people when she was in the middle of the pool. That they were on their lap going the other way.
Yeah, I saw in like the trials, she was killing everybody.
Yeah. I wonder if something happened.
Yeah, I don't know. She got destroyed.
Did she? I like watching her. I like watching Biles is like a freak of nature.
Oh, I could talk for hours about yesterday.
I don't know how they grip whenever they make a mistake on like the balance beam and they grip it with their toes.
Dude,
they got the strongest toes in the game.
Dude, your toes and your fingers. Like, my toes are insanely strong. That sounded bad.
No, it's good. Very strong. Shout out Jersey Jerry.
No. No, but, like, you literally grip the sides of the beam, and, I mean, it's all just...
Going back to your primitive nature, being a brachiating creature.
Yeah. Simone's insane. Simone is just fucking... She's insane. I love her so much.
Is the gymnastics portion over? Did somebody win?
No. So Sunday, I guess if you're listening to this on Tuesday, Sunday was for women's at least. Sunday was qualifying. So yesterday they had a meet where they qualified for team finals, all around finals, and then the event finals. So today, as you're probably listening to this, the team finals are happening. So that's Tuesday at our time zone. It's like 11:15. And that will determine if the U.S. wins gold, which is a high possibility. And then Thursday morning is if Simone wins gold for the all-around. And then they have event finals from there. But yeah, tomorrow's a big day. Big day. Lock in. A lot of politics in the gymnastics world right now going around about it. I'm very excited.
What's the politics? What's going on?
So there's 5
the deep side before.
Yeah.
I like this is
going to be worse than the opening ceremony.
This is my I see. Okay. So this is just like my one thing that like I actually can talk about. There are 5 gymnasts that make the team. So for qualifying, so the meet that was yesterday, they have 4 gymnasts go on every event. So one doesn't go on every event. So the top 3 scores count. So if you're following, 5 gymnasts on the team, 4 per event, 3 scores count. Your top 3 scores count. So all of the people on the team except one is a veteran. This one who is not a veteran is the 16-year-old. She's the youngest USA athlete in the whole Olympics. She's literally freshly 16. She is such a sweetie little angel. Her name's Hesley Rivera. She's from, she trains in Dallas or Houston, Texas.
Houston got a big hub.
Yeah, probably Houston.
Well, actually, I take it back. Simone trains in Houston. Woga is in Dallas, I believe. It's in Frisco. Where the fuck is Frisco?
Yeah, it's
Dallas.
like
Dallas, yeah.
Dallas, yeah.
So, anyways, that's a side note. So it was her first Olympic meet yesterday. This tiny little girl, she's so nervous. Obviously, she's also on a team with like 4 of her idols. Like Simone Biles is literally 11 years older than her, like crazy. And she competed on bars and vault. She had a tricky bars and beam. Had a not great beam routine. That's okay. Happens. And then her bar routine is pretty good, but they're not using her. So the lineup for the team finals came out, and there are only 3 per event in the team finals. She is not being used at all. So she's basically how Jason Tatum wasn't used in the basketball game.
The memes about that shit was funny as well.
So it's basically how like everyone's like, why isn't Jason Tatum being used? It's different because obviously the USA gymnastics team is so dominant. It's almost like you can't really fuck up the lineups. Like everyone is so good. So it's like whatever. And the selection committee knows what they're doing. I'm not saying that they don't. And the women who are the selection committee were in the Olympics. I get it. Also, one of them is married to Brady Quinn. Side note for Mackenzie. Anyways, I feel bad that the one girl, the young one, doesn't get to compete in the team finals, because then people on Twitter are like, she doesn't even deserve the gold medal if they win. Like, she's not helping them, which is not true. It's a team sport. Jason Tatum's going to get a fucking gold medal if he doesn't play or whatever.
What kind of idiot saying that?
Yeah,
rude idiots. Like, she had a wonderful...
When people have, like, Super Bowl rings...
It's a team!
It's not just the team, bro. Like, so if you're on practice squad, you get a Super Bowl ring. If you're like the trainer, if
you're the chiropractor, you're getting a Super Bowl ring.
Isn't it if you're on the team at any point during the year too?
You have to play a certain amount of games.
That I have to check on that. But I know like everybody gets rings. Like,
baseball, it's one game.
You got to play one game.
Because when the Braves won in 21, what was the guy's name? Carl Edwards, who played for the Cubs for a while. He pitched, I believe, a third of an inning for the Braves. He got 1 out and got a World Series ring.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's the
As
dream.
they should, though. To me, that makes sense because like you were a part of the journey. It is what it is. You were a part of the journey. Like,
I agree.
You recorded it out.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember I for the NBA, it's a certain number of games, because I remember when the Cavs were in the finals against the Warriors one year, Anderson Varejao was on the Cavs and the Warriors in the same year, and so he was like the amount of games he was guaranteed a ring.
Yeah.
Anyways, people are like coming at her neck because they're like, well, she shouldn't deserve a gold medal. That's literally so fucking rude. Like, and you're sitting on your couch. Anyways, and then
sounded very Caucasian right there.
Well, I mean, look at me. Yeah. So, and then the other girl, so then there's her, and then there's a girl named Jade Carey, and she won floor at the 2020 Olympics. She messed up last night because she was extremely sick.
She's the white John. Is it the blonde John?
Yeah. Come on.
I saw the Olympic trials. And
yes,
she was killing that.
She's
shit, so I remember,
insane. She's so good. Dope. But she's a floor and vault girl, and she messed up her floor routine because she said she was so sick. She hasn't been able to eat since she got to Paris. She's been so sick. So she got lost on her last pass, fell, and didn't like compete one of her skills. And so then she's out of the floor finals, which is so sad. But it's like, things happen. It's the Olympics. Like, not everything is going to go perfectly for everyone. And like, it is such a high stress situation. And America is so dominant in gymnastics that it really is. It's less of a competition with that team. It's less of a competition of like USA versus Brazil versus Canada versus China. It is so much tighter of a competition between the 5 girls on that team.
It has to be a small swath of people saying that someone like that doesn't deserve a gold, though. Like,
I mean, I was seeing it on. I'm also on
minority.
the gymnastics community on Twitter in general is a pretty small place. It's not like the NBA or NFL that's like, everyone's talking about it. And also to have the understanding. But I saw several posts under the like lineup announcement, and they were like, well, then Hesley doesn't even deserve a gold medal. And it's like, that's not the point of a team. That's not how teams work.
I want to see them motherfuckers on the high beams that making those opinions.
Exactly. Yeah, how strong are your toes, kid? Like,
fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And again, she didn't fall. She made a couple like mistakes, which happens. She didn't fall. She did a great bar routine. And again, I would have put her, again, if I was the selection committee, I would have put her on bars. This is going to matter to literally no one.
If she ever commits a crime, you can be her lawyer, dog.
I know. I love her. She's so sweet. And again, this is going to matter to like literally no one. But this is like the one thing I can actually talk about with full confidence. And
I like that you admit that the one thing you know about nobody cares.
Yeah, like I get it. This is like my one time every 4 years where I actually am like, I can talk about this like you guys talk about sports or like, you know, NFL or whatever.
Yeah, if you're a gymnastics head, this is your time.
This is my time. And
like you got to get it out now because definitely in like 6 months, nobody's going to want to hear that.
Right. Like no one
now
cares.
You're like, I'm locked in.
Like, yeah. And like no one cares when it's like the world championships or whatever, which is fine.
Unless
like,
it's Livy Dunn.
Right. But like True. That's like people like even the difference of like Livy Dunn, who is one of the top, no matter what people say about her and whatever her ambitions in her career or whatever, like the difference of Livy Dunn was training with these girls when she was younger. The difference of her now, like she's one of the top collegiate gymnasts versus the Olympics is like in America, leaps and bounds. Like it is.
Why is this? I've always wondered this, dog. Why is this? Why is it that like don't gymnasts like peak at a really early age?
Yeah.
Like
so usually in past years, this is a very interesting team. This is the oldest team in, I think, if not ever, in a really long time. Simone being 27 is unheard of, and to still be like so much better than everyone else.
Wait, 27 is old in gymnastics?
27, you might as well be 50. Like,
well, see, that's what I don't understand because like performance-wise, like just like physiology.
So yeah,
you're in your prime. Physically.
You're in your prime, but like the way gymnastics works, it's so hard on your body. And at a certain point, your body catches up with you, like puberty-wise and like development-wise. Hesley being the only 16-year-old on the team is shocking. Usually it's, do you remember like when Gabby Douglas and all of them in 2012 were at the Olympics?
Mm-hmm.
I remember the name.
Yeah, they were all 16, 17, 18. I think maybe the oldest was 19. And now it's taken a shift where Simone is 27, Suni Lee, who won the all-around in 2020, she's 21, Jade Carey is 24. Like there is a shift in how old they are. And I'm not really sure what's necessarily at the root of that. But, and also they would work these poor children when it was the Marta Caroli camp and they were getting abused. They were working these poor children to the bone. Your body breaks down at a certain point after doing that for however many years. So you have to kind of milk them for all of their worth before their body is eventually fights back and shuts down. So that's kind of why gymnasts are so young. And I mean, and like they're just so small. Like at a certain point, your body is out of juice.
There's one woman who's like 42.
Yeah.
They were basically acting like she was Joe Biden doing flips.
I mean, like it's truly, and she's been,
I mean, 42 is kind of, I mean, I'm 38, I'm 37 though.
I turned 42 on Friday. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Doing a flip is dangerous though.
My ankles would shatter if I just jumped down off the balance beam, I might pull a hammy and break my knee. Like something would happen.
I probably would too.
I got my little daughter in gymnastics, dog, and I'd be looking at her classes sometimes. I'd be like, ain't no fucking way I could do any of this shit.
Yeah, I mean, like I did it for 14 years, and Oksana Chosvitna is the one who is like the 45-year-old. She just missed her first Olympics in 10
like
Olympics.
Cursed in Russian.
She's represented like different nations, like because you can kind of do that in gymnastics and kind of bop around.
Said bop around.
Like one of the girls that was an alternate.
Wild term.
Yeah, you got to pick one country. You can't go out there.
Well, that's like
multiple
a lot
countries.
of them do it because a lot of like one of the girls who was our alternate in 2020 is representing the Philippines this year, because she can get like citizenship and stuff. But what was I talking about before? Oh, my brain is going too fast.
Gymnastics.
Yeah. But this is your bag, like I did it for so long, and like you would think like some sort of muscle memory, like Arian, like you could still go like run and catch a football. I will do one tiny little thing that I used to do, And like you forget, like my ankles hurt after, my wrists hurt after. It's like things that you don't even realize could hurt, like, or that you had so much strength in at one point. Like my ankle strength is shot, my core strength is, like, it's like tiny things like that. Like obviously I can't do what I used to do. And I don't want to. I don't want to go on a beam anymore. Like that scares the fuck out of me now. It is crazy how much your skills, I mean, like you just don't stay with you. Like at
of course.
all.
I know, because a lot of the thing, like especially with like football, so like major sports, you do a lot of like primary movements, like the squats and the bench, like but like the bigger part of training for any of these sports is the small muscles, like the groins, the hip flexors, stuff like that, the core. So stuff like that you don't train on a regular basis. That's usually what people injure who don't play a lot of sports. That's what goes first, because that's like the core stabilization of the movements that you're doing. So gymnastics, to me, that's like one of the more athletic sports that there is, and flexibility is such a huge piece of it.
I mean,
nobody's doing pickup gymnastics for that reason.
Oh yeah, like I can't do anything anymore.
Balance beam at the park,
right?
No.
And a thing that happens too is like when I stopped, like I was so flexible, and then I stopped and did nothing. Like I didn't try to keep anything. So your body almost, which I'm sure, I mean, again, I'm saying this as if I was in the Olympics. I was not even close, but your body almost like stiffens to the, like your muscles freeze. I couldn't sit crisscross applesauce for 4 years. Like I had to like almost like warm up my body. Like I have to do workouts and stretch now so that I can like sit comfortably or like stuff like that, because your body goes from like using so much of your flexibility to nothing, and it literally like freezes on you. It's a crazy thing.
When is the last time you stretched?
Probably like last time I played basketball here. So
what is your stretching routine
before basketball? I'll warm up the legs a little bit just to make sure I'm not gonna.
What does that look like? What does a Big T leg warm up look like?
Mostly, crouch a few times, fucking grab your ankles and fucking pull them up, and just make sure you're a little loose.
I see him doing like bear walks out there. He does high knees, high knee twist. He does a lot of stuff.
Nothing too serious.
I got you. Yeah, it'd be fun to look at. So
Downward
for those
dog.
people out there, downward dog. Hey, have you ever done yoga, Big T?
Yeah, when I played football in high school, we had to do yoga. That shit's hard.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother.
We would do, so the game day mornings, we would do yoga. And then during the summer, we'd do it a bunch too.
Have you ever, Diamond Dallas Page? Are you guys wrestling heads or anything?
Of course, man.
So Diamond Dallas Page.
I know him.
Oh, yeah. You do? You know him?
No.
You know of him?
Yeah, I know of him.
He has a yoga program called DDP Yoga. And when I got out of the Marine Corps, I got super fat, and I saw it, and I was like, I'm a DDP guy. I'll try this out, and did it. I dropped like 20 pounds doing that shit.
Just from stretching?
Yeah, and he does it different, where there's like this program where he says that you lock in, and you're supposed to stand there at first and feel like you're gripping the ground with your toes, and you're supposed to wear this like heart monitor watch whenever you're doing it. And just grabbing your toes into the ground elevates your heart rate. And you're supposed to keep your heart rate at like a target area. I lost so much weight doing it and became so much more flexible. Felt great. I might get that going again. Little DDP yoga.
Yeah, I think we did P90X yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
that shit's tough.
Bro, that was supposed to be like easy. They were like, this was like the light days. I was like, I'd rather go do a workout right now than do this.
And even it was like 7 to 10 minutes at the beginning, and you're still like broke the hell off.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah,
bro. When I'm like trying, get back in shape a little bit. You know what I do? I do this. It's very easy too, but it's hard to do, hard not to do. That's what I always tell my kid. I do like 20 sets of push-ups. Right, so I'll do sets of 20, all the way up to 100. Right, really light, but you really feel that shit. And then I'll do 8-minute abs. So you go on YouTube, type in 8-minute abs, and it's the funniest old school video in the world. But that little workout right there, that'll get you. Like it's that's not easy, dog. So
you should look up DDP yoga, Aaron. You'd love it.
I'm gonna check it out. I used to do Bikram yoga when I was in the league. So like every Thursday, I'd go in the morning and I do Bikram yoga where you sweat out all the. In fact, I'm
Oh,
actually
that's hot.
missing-
That's hot yoga, right?
Yeah, Bikram. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really hot. It's like 100 something degrees in there, and it's really dope.
It's got to stink to high hell.
Yeah.
I want to
but-
take you guys. I want to take you guys to yoga class and a Pilates class, and maybe Soul Cycle.
I'm down.
Would you do
That is
SoulCycle?
the biggest key. Now, I've never done Soul Cycle. My homeboy's wife ran a cycling class that I've been to, and she's like, this is funny. She's really quiet, but to hear her on the mic, like motivating people, was the funniest shit in the world. I couldn't really take it serious because she's so quiet. It's funny. But stretching. So for those folks out there listening, stretching is a like life hack. It really helps you with a lot of different things, like blood flow. Any kind of good blood flow, it really helps with like mental clarity and stuff. So like stretching on a regular basis can really help everything about what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, it will enhance it 1,000%, man. So that's stretch talk with the gang.
Guys, your summer just got a hell of a lot more awesome thanks to Bespoke Post. Whether you want to drink and eat more awesome, dress and travel more awesome, or explore more awesome, Box of Awesome has you covered. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box of awesome just for you. It's free to join, and they release new items every month across a ton of different categories. When you become a member, you'll have access to stellar discounts across a plethora of products. We're talking 30% off or more sometimes. Get a free mystery gift with your first monthly shipment when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code DOSE, D-O-S-E, at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, promo code DOSE, for a free mystery gift with your first monthly shipment. Boxofawesome.com, code DOSE.
Big T, what else you have on your list, dog?
I'm very curious to talk to you about this. So, the media at large is erasing everything they have ever said about Kamala Harris. It was widely reported, it was not a question, that she was in charge of the border in 2021. Now they're saying that's disinformation. They never said that. Axios literally scrubbed it from their website. GovTrack, a nonpartisan organization, had her rated as the furthest left senator. That's been erased.
That's not even close to true, though.
That they ranked it, not me.
They also ranked Obama that way too, and he definitely was a centralist.
I'm just telling you what they said.
This what bothers me about shit like this is like I'm far left, and some of the takes have me defending Kamala, and I'm not a super fan of her as well. Either, and so it's like it's very easy to just fact check some things, and like calling Kamala the furthest left senator is wild.
Especially when Bernie Sanders exists.
Yeah,
that's
listen. Then just completely ignore that. Then
Elizabeth Warren exists.
Then just completely ignore that. So the borders are.
Would you say though? You can say that's easily demonstrably untrue.
I'd need to look into it more, but yes, like Bernie is further left than she is.
Anybody that was a prosecutor isn't that far left. Almost guaranteed. If you were a former DA, you were not far left. Like you're prosecuting drug cases.
Who's this one we have in Illinois? Kim something?
Yeah, but still,
Kim Fox?
You can't you cannot be a prosecutor.
No, she's a militant leftist.
How did you
she has authored every like policy in Illinois that has led to like horrific. Nobody goes to jail. No chase ordinances.
What's a far left policy that you think is like that's radical? Like because like when you look at like somebody like Bernie Sanders,
like the current pro criminal movement we are living through, where no bail, you just get out for whatever. You can. There's no sentences for anything. The cops can't chase you. Like I think that's insane.
Well, the cops can't chase you in the city is for public safety. Like that's the reason why that exists. Because if you're having high-speed chases in super dense population, the result of you getting that person probably doesn't equal the risk of causing a death.
Okay, but even the ones that they get, like the nobody goes to jail anymore.
Well, there's certain policies like the no
people than anybody in the world.
Yeah, the no bail thing. I think people pay attention to that, and the violent crime getting released. I understand. But that system is designed as class warfare, without a doubt. Because if you're a rich person and you have the ability and you have an aggravated assault charge on somebody, you're posting bail. That the cash bail system is designed to keep people in poverty in jail, like without a doubt.
But
that's part of the.
This may help you. This may help you, Big T. When you look at leftists, right? When you look at people on the far left, what lens do you see them looking through? Like, what do you see them trying to accomplish? I think that empathy is the biggest motivating factor in my worldview. And so what I first try to do is look through the eyes of the person that I disagree with, right? And with a genuine look, right? So when I look at conservatives, I understand what they're trying to accomplish, and I do. I just fundamentally disagree with. Have you ever looked at it from their perspective? What are they trying? What do far left people trying to accomplish? Have you ever looked at that?
So I think, with the exception of a couple issues, most people on the left are trying to accomplish things that most of us would consider good, with an extreme lack of practicality.
Okay. So, but you can see the intentions are well.
Most of the time.
Okay. Okay. Give me one that's.
I'll get in trouble. I'll get in trouble. No. If I speak, I'm suspended 6 months.
Nonsense.
But there are a couple things that I think are, and they don't really fall under the purview of like the same thing, like the criminal stuff. I think there's just an extreme, like, there's just no practicality built in, but the other things are very different. But
it's the trans stuff, isn't it?
Nah, if I speak, I'm suspended 6 months.
I go suspend you, bro.
That's a Jose Mourinho quote. But yes, I see what you're saying.
Okay, I feel like that helps, especially me with you, because at first I didn't like you. And then I was keeping it a bean.
Yeah.
But then, like, you forced me to look at conservatives through a lens of like, that's a good dude. Why does he feel like this? You know what I mean? I think the more we do that, the more we can like tolerate each other. Not just me and you, because we already homies, but I'm talking about the general public. And I was talking to Tommy Lauren. I went at it with her during the whole national anthem thing, the protest we was doing. And I told her, I was like, yo, you're the reason, you're a big part of the reason why the country's at a divide. It's not the president, it's not this, it's people like you, it's pundits that rile up their base with the other side is evil, the other side is this, and they're doing this intentionally, and yada yada. Like, and it's all for clickbait. When you sit down and actually talk to her, she was nowhere near as harsh and heinous as she was just on her podcast. But when she was in my face, she was very kind. I'm like, yo, this is what we need, but this is not what we get from y'all. And so the divide to me is not coming from the people. It's coming from the echo chambers of each side. And I don't think this is a both sides thing. I think the right is a little worse than the left, but talking about the echo chambers. But
really?
It's oh, absolutely, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't agree with that at all.
You kidding me?
You
think like a Candace Owens and a Ben Shapiro are?
Yeah, there are like two conservative news outlets.
Jones, bro, I could do this shit all day.
Alex Jones is just a whack job.
But this is what I'm saying. You can pass him off as a whack job, but he has millions and millions of fans.
Every single tech platform is like not only run by people on the far.
Elon Musk.
Twitter.
Elon Musk exists.
Okay, sure. He took over for a very far leftist, and every other platform is run by people on the left. And not only Twitter.
You can't say TikTok is, and you can't say it's controlled by China and say it's a leftist platform. Those two things do not coincide.
Okay, the user base of Twitter is overwhelmingly left. As it is on Facebook, it's probably pretty even because like most people in the U.S. are on Facebook. But Twitter, overwhelmingly left. It's all journalists.
The Facebook thing's not true either. The most amount of clicks that come to a news organization, I mean, that's the reason why the Daily Caller is the most clicked website on Facebook.
That's why like
Facebook today was
Democrats wanted to sue Facebook because it's skewed.
Facebook was putting messages on the picture of Trump raising his fist saying this is an altered fake photo.
Wasn't it because they removed the American flag?
No, the American flag was in it.
Did you see his ear being completely fine?
You can see, are you one of these people who says he didn't get hit?
No, I don't care if he got shot.
Because now that's the thing.
I think I said that on the last time.
He was never shot.
I think I said it last time where it doesn't matter. A bullet went close to his head. I don't care if he was shot or if he wasn't. To me, that doesn't make a difference. Like if he was, a superficial wound like an ear, like the top of an ear, not deadly. Gunshot going by your ear is inherently deadly. Also, I think it's a stupid thing to even talk about.
The photo you're talking about, you can see like a part of his ear where it got hit.
Yeah, there's definitely blood there, but I'm saying that wound healed really quick.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the one you said where it looks like he's completely fine. You can see on the top of the ear where he got hit.
Yeah, it's a very small wound. And I think people making fun of that, like being like, oh, he barely got hit. Shut the fuck up.
Well, no, now there's people on the left saying he never got hit.
Because FBI Director Rye. Like, he's the one that kind of put that out there to the main public because they weren't sure if it was shrapnel or not. But I don't think
but then
matters.
The FBI said he definitely got hit by a bullet, right?
I don't think so.
I believe
not that
so.
I saw. Maybe I was in Poison Oak Land yesterday, so I didn't pay a whole lot of attention. So maybe that is what happened.
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
But I agree with what you're saying, Arian. Like even with me and Big T, like me and Big T didn't talk a whole lot. I feel like me coming on the podcast improved our relationship.
Yeah. The FBI did confirm that he was struck by a bullet.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Oh, now we trust the FBI.
Well, no, but if they're saying it, you know it's true. That's like I've said forever. If you and I agree on something, it should be like cemented as law. If the FBI says he was hit,
the country.
If the FBI says he was hit, he was hit. If even they can't deny it.
That's why I've said this before, but I'm like I feel like as a leftist, right? I'm like almost there with conservatives, right? Like they almost get it, and like so when we like we need to rethink policing and they say defund the police, right? It's the same thing as like we need to get rid of the DOJ, we need to get rid of the FBI, CIA, all those shit. And I'm like, yes, we just go one level further. We need to, do the defund the police thing. Absolutely. But like when you do that, you're like anti-American. All shit. It's like, but you don't want to do the same thing at a federal level. It's hilarious. But we're almost there.
Well, so that's like one of the Chicago things, right? There's this thing in Chicago called ShotSpotter. That was put in by a Democratic government. They're audio recording devices that are in like bad parts of town that detect gunshots. So when there's gunshots that ring out, it picks it up, it sends a thing to the police so that like emergency services can get there if somebody was shot. Right. Well, now they're getting rid of it because they say it's racist and that it over polices black communities, things of that nature. When it's
I can see that,
but it's helping people who get shot. I forget the exact number. I know it was single digits of shootings in Chicago that result in charges, not even a conviction. Like the overwhelming majority of shootings here, nothing happens.
This is what's funny to me about these arguments, right? Is like so when people are saying like it's racist, right? Like conservatives get tired of being called racist, right? Everything's racist. Well, it's a very simple. It's a very. That was a wild ass. What is he talking about?
Charming.
He's pissing me off.
Charming fella.
He was probably the worst thing that Trump could have done. But that's the even funnier part. We'll get back to that. But the even funnier part about Trump has the worst record of picking people for his administration, and like for people to believe in his vision so much, he almost everybody who he's ever picked has flipped on him. Anyway, that's a funny thing. We'll get to that in a second. But when you're dealing with like these issues. It's funny because conservatives hate being called racist, but it's the only conclusion that you could lead to, given some of the facts. If most of the shootings are happening in black communities, okay, there's either one or two things: either the socioeconomic conditions have led to that culture being like that, or black folks are inherently more violent. And if you believe the latter, that is the very definition of racism. It's leading that. Putting a projection on our people that is based on solely their skin color. So if we don't believe that, right? And that means we're not racist. That's good. But if you do believe that, that's literally the definition, the textbook definition of racism, right? And so if you believe it's the socioeconomic conditions that have led to this, right, we should do everything in our power to fix that. But the issue I have with conservatives is they don't. We should be trying to fund public schools, fund all of these programs to get these kids off the streets, but they don't do that. They just let it be. But I don't understand those two correlations, but that's why they're getting called racist, is because you don't support the neighborhoods that need it the most with any kind of funding, but then you're surprised by the outcome. Poverty.
Well, Chicago's run by all Democrats, so that's a purely Democrat issue here.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that a big structural part of the education system is because it's based on largely property taxes. So when you're dealing with areas like where I live, the property taxes are going to be high because the homes are more expensive, and that money goes directly into public schools. You don't have that in areas that are high density with low SES people that are living there. So it's just going to continue, and that's what we see is there's not equal funding across schools. You can't have it based on property taxes.
And so when you put on your far left Google glasses lenses, Big T, that's why I see. So like, for instance, the abortion argument, right? That is the one argument where I look at conservatives, I'm like, you have a fair point. I don't argue abortion because I understand your side completely. 1,000%. I don't necessarily agree with it. I feel like it's still a woman's body, and I can never make that determination, right? She has to go through that. So that's why I say, but I don't look at you like the devil. What makes me question their motive is as soon as that baby is born, you telling it to pick itself up by its bootstraps. So the logic doesn't follow. If we care about life, then you should care about the living. And so when babies are born, we have very little institutions to help single mothers, all of these things when the baby is born. And if you want abortions to cease, then public health access should be way more available, especially in lower neighborhoods, public housing, all the stuff that leftists push for, conservatives fight against, which is helping lives, which is pro-life. And that to me, the logic never really follows. And so it's why people get called racist, because like, yeah, you want to save babies, but as soon as that baby's born, you don't give a fuck about it.
And abortion in the way that we look at it traditionally is just an ignorant way to look at abortion. A vast majority of abortions that take place aren't because of an unwanted pregnancy. A vast majority happen because of a medical necessity. So I think that we've really done women a disservice by framing it that way.
I think that's more late term. Late term, you have a point. I think a lot of people do use abortions as birth control, but to me, that speaks more to the education of it, right? Like in lower income neighborhoods, we should be providing, birth control, like education, health access, like all of that stuff is important, but these are things conservatives fight against.
And there's so many things with that too, like with it being in lower SES again, like whenever you have poor nutrition, like your nutritional standards are down, your body responds differently and is going to show the signs that you're exhibiting pregnancy because you're not going to have as regular periods and things like that. There's so many things that go into the abortion argument that is looked at as like a black and white issue when there's nuance. And I think that that's what missing in a lot of political positions is the nuance involved. Nothing happens in a vacuum, and we look at political issues in a vacuum instead of as the totality of events that lead you there.
Yeah, which is why I kind of despise Trump, is because in order to lead the free world, you have to have these conversations in a calm manner. I know they can get heated, but like dog, like you gotta calm that shit down. Like you have to have a rhetoric that's at a level right here, because people are already in heightened, because it's an emotional topic. So you have to have a leader that takes that shit down a notch, and he does not.
Yeah.
You brought up JD Vance. He's I'm virtually certain, had Biden already dropped out of the race, which he should have, prior to Trump picking.
What a patriot, huh?
He would not have picked JD Vance.
I agree.
I'd say there's a virtually zero chance he would have done that. he picked Vance thinking he had the election won already.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
he
what's
could
the point of picking Vance?
He Deshaun Jackson'd it.
Well, Vance does nothing for him. He's Trump Jr. So he doesn't really like he needed Pence the first time to get like evangelicals. He could have picked who's the black senator from South Carolina?
Tim Scott.
He could have picked Tim Scott. He could have picked somebody from a swing state, something
Nikki Haley.
like Nikki.
Somebody picking nobody black. He crazy as
hell. But what I'm saying is he could have picked somebody who gave him a strategic, some sort of avenue, but he didn't because he thought the election was over. So he picked a guy that was basically just himself 50 years younger, or not 50.
I'm genuinely
40,
surprised.
However,
the support for Kamala right now. I did not think it was going to
I think it's a very I think online is very different than real life, and I think online she has garnered a lot of
No, she's breaking records funding, and the polling has flipped.
Yeah.
Polling isn't 100% accurate, obviously, but it is a very good indication especially when you gather all of the polls together, they start to paint a picture. And like I said, it's not 100%, but it's the reason why Trump was like, we're killing Joe in every point, and like it was going to be a landslide, absolutely, because the American public are emotional voters. Like I don't think we're a very policy driven country, so we just go off of emotion and vibes basically, and so I didn't think that the rally behind her would be as deep as it is. Like I said, she's breaking records with fundraising, and polling is that is. I just didn't think it was going to be this.
I think she's getting a big bump from being literally anyone other than Biden.
Mm-hmm.
And
she
hasn't really had to campaign yet. Like she hasn't really done anything. She did that like one interview. I think once she has to really campaign.
Use the Beyonce song. That's hard, bro.
Yeah, but Trump coming out to Mini-Men now is also good.
I don't think is that real?
Yeah, he came out to it the other day. Yeah. Yesterday, I think he did. I think the thing with Democrats and the reason why they're rallying behind Harris, it's really the first time since 2015 when Hillary was running against Trump that there's a Democratic nominee that doesn't automatically have 50% hate or is old as shit. It's the first time since Obama that you have somebody that's not Hillary Clinton that can speak well, that goes out and has a little bit of energy. And people have watched Biden since he started running and really got the nominee. And you're just like, all right, well, I'll plug my nose and fucking vote for this guy. And then you have some accomplishments that Democrats would point to as legislative accomplishments, and I would as well. But now Harris is involved, and she can actually make the case with a little bit of oomph behind it of what the same thing that Joe was basically saying. It just doesn't take her 45 minutes to say it. I think that's a big reason why.
I still think because there are 3 states that matter: Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And I still think she is not the candidate you would draw up to run against Trump in those states. But I mean, yeah, right. Anyone would have gotten a bump from going from Biden to them. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's a single Democrat that could have not gotten more support.
I think you put Gavin Newsom in that position. That fellow Waltz, the Governor Waltz,
I hope she picks him for
I love that.
He's
dude.
awesome.
I hope she picks him.
I would have voted for him for president in a second.
I think if she wants like a little bit more, because she like I said, her involvement and Joe Biden's involvement with Gaza, and she's kind of toned down the rhetoric about Israel and but who knows? Because she sees the leftist talking points online. If she wants to win some of them back, she'll pick him.
Yeah, I agree, because he has the resume. One, his legislative accomplishments that he has in his state are phenomenal. I think the idea of having free school lunch for every kid is such a no-brainer. Like, there's so much return on investment for your money just by having kids that are fed in school. And
that's
I don't know.
That's the weirdest thing to me, to have anybody oppose that, dog. Like,
it doesn't make sense.
I look at you like, hey, yo, something's wrong with you, dog. Like, if people that oppose that are like, there'd be Christians that oppose that shit. And shit killed. They'll be mad about an Olympic ceremony.
Learn about loaves and fishes, and then like, no thanks.
Yeah, but then like you try to feed kids that go to school, and they're like, nah, dog, they gotta pull themselves up by their fucking Velcro straps. Like, come on, fam. Like, you trying to feed kids. I was on free lunch when I was a kid. That shit helped so much, like my family. Like,
yeah, I was too. And like having that ability to go in, and some of those kids, that's the only meal that they get all day. Like that, they don't have, like, some kids don't have the money to have a meal there, and people are like, oh, the rich kids shouldn't get the free school. The rich kid get the free textbook, they get the free desk, they get the free locker, they get the free teacher, they get all those other things. Just add in that much money, and it's not that much money added to the budget. And the educational outcomes in his state are higher, the average wages are higher. Like, he's done great things, and he spent like 25 years in the military as a sergeant major in the Army. Like, he checks boxes off boxes off boxes, and his demeanor going up against JD Vance, like the charm of one versus the charm of others, like that's a big advantage, I think.
Yeah, I'm not super excited about Kamala, but like if she picks him as a VP, that'll make me a little bit
because
more.
He doesn't come off as a leftist, but that dude's basically like that's socialism in practice. That's like the Nordic version of socialism.
Yeah, man. So we'll see how it goes, dog.
JD Vance needs to hire. He needs to hire somebody from Barstool Sports to like run his socials. He needs somebody that is like online and can combat.
Jack Mack.
Yes, he needs to hire Jack Mack to combat the fucking. Like, somebody just made up that JD Vance fucked a couch, and now that's
what
everywhere.
Is this couch now? What is the couch thing?
So
bro?
someone made.
Oh, yeah.
Can you admit that he looks like he fucks a couch?
Yes.
Admit it.
No.
Go on the record. Admit it.
No. So somebody.
Have some integrity, Big
that's
T. and
completely
admit
fabricated.
So somebody made a fake
Fabricated.
excerpt
He
from
loves
his
the
book.
fabric.
Somebody made a fake excerpt from his book
From
that
Hillbilly
said
Elegy.
he had sex with a couch,
Jack Mack literally made a TikTok about this.
and then it just got picked up, and now it's everywhere. And like, to the point that if you asked like most Americans, if you did a word association with JD Vance, that's what they would say right now.
Yeah, Diet Mountain Dew
Couch
or
is up
that.
there,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so he
Or
needs
childless cat lady.
he
True.
needs somebody that is like understanding the meme warfare right now, and he needs to be combating that.
Kamala is
can't-
like
how
whatever
you-
her
how you-
social is.
Oh, yeah, her
They're
socials
like,
are killing
She's posting
it.
like TikTok sounds from influencers.
Yeah.
Like they get it.
She got rid of Biden's comm team, essentially. Like because they have to have a new team. Like the one where she cut it for TikTok, where Trump's like, they're trying to build it up against the felon versus the prosecutor, and then it cuts off. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
That was
Yeah.
so good.
Like it's
Insane.
those little things. Like it makes a big difference.
Especially-
And I feel like on the political scale, like from official channels, the Republicans across the board have owned the liberals for like owning the
Recently,
libs has
yes.
happened the last 10 years, like really with like memes and because Trump going after people and like making fun of them.
I mean, young
that
voters.
shit plays online.
Yeah, young voters, give them a viral TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
hello.
That's how they consume politics.
Give
is
them,
that.
you think you just fell out of a coconut tree.
Yeah.
Give them Kamala Brat Summer.
And that's you're just trying to have anything. If you're like, this coconut tree thing is fucking awesome. That sucks. The coconut tree thing is stupid as hell, but it's the first thing that it just shows that there's certain demographic that is like, give us anything that is remotely close to fighting back.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like that's something that the Democrats have done in the Trump era is like going at him in essentially the same type of way that he does. And they're like the Michelle Obama quote of when they go low, we go high. Like that shit doesn't work right now. You got to go a little bit low, at least go belt level.
I saw something, and I believe it was Pete Buttigieg talking about it, or someone on CNN, but they were talking about how this is the first time in the whole Trump era that Democrats are calling him, well, the JD Vance of it all really helps, but that they're going at it from like, this dude is like a weirdo.
Yeah.
Like, they're throwing weirdo, they're throwing freak, like they're throwing,
They're doing that to Vivek too.
like they're really just throwing petty
he got
insults.
mad online about
Yeah,
it.
but like,
Hey, bro, he got ratioed. I seen this shit this morning, bro. He got ratioed under his tweet talking about you calling everything weird, yada yada yada. And some dude clipped a picture of him sitting on a couch, and his feet look big as fuck. And he said, "Yo, these some big ass shoes."
Oh yeah, I saw.
And he got ratio just because his shoes look big.
He has this. It's like this long thing that he's trying to sound super serious. Like, but those shoes though.
He said them shoes big though.
But like maybe you just need to start.
Where are we at as a country?
Yeah,
dog?
maybe you just need to start grade school bullying.
Yeah, bring back
That's what
bullying.
it is.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
It's been here. It's just on the Democratic side that you got to bring back bully.
That's fact. It's going to be hella toxic. But that's
call
that's
people
the other
weird
thing
and it'll
too,
get under their skin.
His Trump is kind of fumbling Kamala's insults. You know what I'm saying? It's not really hitting. There's nothing really sticking.
He's done like 3, and Kamala is the easiest layup he's ever had. And he went with laughing, then
He's like, this bitch is happy. What's wrong with her?
What was the other one? Did he do cackling?
He did lion, and then he had to spell it,
which he's done before.
Yeah,
lion Ted. That one stuck. That one stuck.
Yeah.
Kamala was, a point blank, unguarded layup, and he hasn't done it, and it's so insane.
Yeah.
He's lost his fastball.
What do you think his best insult is? I still think it's Little Marco.
Low energy Jeb was really funny.
Yeah. That one was good. And Jeb, he nailed that one because Jeb is fucking low energy.
Crooked Hillary has stood the test of time. Like, the Crooked Hillary and the crooked media, people still there's a company now called Crooked Media.
Give me
Sleepy Joe was good.
Sleepy Joe.
I was about to say I need everybody's top 3.
My top 3 are Crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe, and Low Energy Jeb.
I think I have the same 3.
Yeah, I would instead of Low Energy, I would go with Lion Ted though.
But I do like, my favorite Ted is that he said that his dad shot JFK.
Bro, wild.
Calling his wife a pig and then being like, I support this guy. I'm going to stump for him.
Bro, like that.
The least Texas shit ever.
Bro, that shit. God, could you imagine having your wife, dog? It's the woman you give your life to. And some man say the worst shit you can say about it publicly, and then you go on record supporting this man.
This dude is the least Texan of all time. Like, he's out there having his wife talk shit about, still supporting the dude, and then posting that fishing boat picture. You remember that? Where the reel on his fishing rod was upside down. Like, the reel was up instead of down. And Texans were like, what the fuck is this? Like, you're trying to act like you're a Texas dude with your cowboy hat and your belt buckle, and you got your reel upside down.
He's the worst, dog. Ted Cruz is absolute
worst.
He's horse shit, man.
I don't think anybody likes that dude. So I interviewed John Boehner at his house, and he, like, when we weren't recording, he was like, Ted Cruz is by far the most hated person in Congress. Like, nobody likes that dude. Like, he's one of the only people that are in Congress that has the ability to go eat alone. Like, that nobody even wants to go to dinner with.
Doesn't everybody? They don't like him when they play basketball.
I don't think they like him anytime.
They play basketball.
There's like a isn't there a basketball court at the
geriatric pickup game?
I think it's at the Supreme Court, and they call it like the highest court in the land or something, and they all go play basketball there.
I like that.
And nobody wants to play with Ted.
Why would you? That's a fucking
trash.
Square.
But if anyone from the Trump Vance team is listening, I will do a seasonal run as the meme czar for a nominal fee.
All right, what's your first move? They bestow upon you the meme czar of the Trump campaign. What's your first move?
We got to start calling Kamala some names. I mean, nobody's coming at her.
That's true.
And they're calling Vance weird. We need to just start making shit up. Is what Kamala.
That'll be different.
Kamala fucked a coconut. You know, I don't. They're just making shit up. So we gotta combat that. We gotta get in the mud.
That's wild. Because I've heard
it's crazy that you're calling for the GOP to get in the mud. Once.
there's only one side that's making up people fucking couches.
That's wild.
Yeah, well, maybe there's only one side that's fucking couches.
Yeah, have you thought about that?
Well, where did it originate from? Where did the original claim that
it was someone tweeted just a fake excerpt from his book?
It was like a 15-year-old kid, wasn't it? It was like
probably
a kid that was doing it.
I'm just saying, like, there has to be some kind of origin for just randomly.
No, that's it.
It'd be fucking couches, yo.
But I don't
And
think it
everybody's
matters.
like, yeah.
If you're in college and you're trying to say that you haven't humped just about everything that's around, you're a liar. Simple.
It's like the story about
couch,
LBJ. LBJ.
Well, maybe not if you're an athlete like Arian was in college. He could actually fuck. But a seminarian like myself, I was warming up like banana peels and shit.
That's wild, B.
What a sad life.
Warming up banana peels.
Nah.
Like, I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, that was a deployment trick. A little deployment trick. I never did it personally because potassium is bad for your urinary tract. But I know several people who have.
You think, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my God. What they used to call that joint? Was it a Fifi?
Oh, yeah, the prison pocket pussy.
Yeah. They used to call it Fifi.
Yeah.
Who
was it? $1 Million Worth of Game did a whole episode on Fifi. Because whenever
Fifi.
it came out, like when Drake, it was after Drake had his Kiki. They were like, Fifi, do you know me?
Yeah. What I think one of the homies was talking about, they used to do those like rubber gloves, those and they used to like fill them up with something, and then they used to do their thing with those.
Yep. Butter,
yeah.
I think it was butter.
I can only imagine, man. Yeah. Well, that's politics talks with the game. Ended with Fifi's. Big T, man. Teed off, man.
I've got two. I have two
you
things
excited
that teed
about
me
this
off this weekend.
Do it.
Does everyone in here have an iPhone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have said on this show before I would never ever get an Android no matter what, because you're a weirdo, and like I've had this interface for 10 years. I don't need to learn a new one, and I don't like the way they look, all sorts of stuff. But I was at a soccer game on Saturday, and I was taking pictures, whatever. And then I saw the guy in front of me pull out his phone. And he was taking, so we had good seats, but they were like middle level, about at the middle of the field. And so you could see everything perfectly, but like he was zooming in on player. You could see the sweat on their faces.
Yep.
And I looked at my phone. I was like, my picture, like I took a picture of Pep Guardiola, the Man City manager, who was across the pitch. So you can just kind of, if you know who it is, you can tell, but it's a kind of a grainy photo. He took a picture that looked like it was in a magazine.
Like he's right there.
It was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Surely Apple is able to have cameras that are that good.
Yeah, because there's supposed to be enough megapixels to make like you could put it on the sphere. Like, but I was at the Tyler Childers concert, and there's a dude, I was filming like just a little portion, and like 15 seconds, you can barely see anything. And the dude that was right in front of me had an Android, and it looked like he was doing it from a 4K camera.
It was so crazy. I wanted to say something to the guy, but I didn't. But it was like it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I was like, that'd be so cool to have those pictures.
But they don't transfer the same. Like that's the difference. Whenever
high quality.
If he sent it to you, it would look like ass. But if it's on his phone, it
Which
looks
is
great.
crazy.
And then ours stays the same quality whenever you text it. That's like the main difference.
I don't care about that, though.
I don't give a shit about that either.
It
But-
made
and also
me.
social
apparently
media,
I'm
when you
teed
post
off
them to
about
social
that, too.
media, They're not as high quality when you post them on social media for the most part.
The compression rate is worse because it's so high definition.
It made me consider for a second, like, would I sacrifice everything else to have that?
Absolutely not.
And I settled on no, but it was
Nah.
it was upsetting.
We be kicking some homies out that have, like, if you have Android or some kind of other phone, if you be kicking them out the group chat.
Yeah.
You fucking
No,
up
and
the
that's
vibe.
fair.
Because who wants that text? It's like somebody liked this picture
Yes.
or like hearted it. Like,
We
get out of here.
bullied one of the homies into getting an iPhone. We bullied him, like, bro.
good
we're-
friends.
Like, he's like, come on, man. Like, nah, get your ass out of here until you get an iPhone, bro. But objectively, they have better cameras. It's not even close. And us Apple users, they have our hooks. They have their hooks in us, and it is what it is.
It's the blue bubble hook. That's it.
We're addicted, and the group chats are better. It's what it is. It's a fair trade off. And they get a lot more like viruses and shit though. They got to be wary of that kind of shit. Well, for PCs, I don't know about phones. But
And
PCs.
when you download something on an Android, it has that little bar at the top that shows you that you downloaded it. I know I did, dude. Like, I know I did. Because I tried to go to Samsung for a while. Like, whenever the Note came out and it was so big. And it was when I was in college. I used to just tweet all the time trying to get a job in media. And I was like, well, this thing's big. It'll be easier to type on. piece of shit. Just garbage. They go downhill fast too.
Yeah, it was crazy looking at this guy's pictures.
Yeah.
The other one, my second teed off as I was flying home. Why do airlines? So you get a drink.
Agreed.
Correct. Fix the planes, Pete. You get a drink. It comes in a 12-ounce can. And then they give you a 4-ounce cup that's filled to the brim with ice. Yeah. Where's the 12-ounce glass? Or I don't even. Well, I do want the ice because they're usually not cold. But just get a normal size cup
or a mini can. Those exist too.
I'd be fine if you got an 8-ounce cup and just put 8, and then I don't need the other 4 ounces. I'd just rather have one thing rather than having to hold 2 things.
Yeah, give me a cup that has like the Starbucks line for the flight attendant to know how much ice to put in there, and then the little mini Cokes, and then you're done.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I don't need the full 12. Give me 8 on a flight. I'm cool.
But instead, now I've got this glass I've got to hold and the Coke, and I've got to keep pouring it. Crazy.
Yep.
I kind of feel fancy when I got to do that though. I don't know, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta refill it. You put your little pinky up and you you top it off at that. I don't know, man. Especially if you got a little jack or something like that. You know, on a plane drink. You get a little Valvoline commercial going on both at the same time. I don't know. I feel a little fancy when I do that.
And nothing fizzes better on a plane than a ginger ale. That fizz is so satisfying.
I'm unsure I've ever had ginger ale other than on a plane.
Oh,
like
ginger.
I don't even know where that started. Like, give me a ginger ale, and it just is what it is on a plane. It's amazing.
Isn't it one of the 2 things that taste better on like cranberry?
They say it's supposed to taste better on a plane
elite.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I tried the other day? Cran grape juice. Cran grape juice is a motherfucking gem, though. I had never. My kids was like, "Yeah, get some cran grape." Mother, I bet. Got it. Man, I started drinking that out the bottle.
32 grams of sugar per serving, though. That's a ton.
You go with the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Angel on my shoulder.
It's a lot of sugar.
I don't care about that. I work out enough I'm active enough to where it ain't going.
Oh, not me.
I'm still on this coffee kick. I'm just what a fucking fantastic invention that was. Yeah.
You still liking the hazelnut?
So I got 2 new ones to try. I haven't tried them yet. Cinnamon roll.
Oh,
it's probably good.
And then French vanilla. And so
you'll like that.
French vanilla.
Within the next couple of days, I'm gonna try that. This morning I had to go with the. I want to try anything new while I was on the pod. I wanted to stick with what I knew.
So how much are you drinking now?
Oh, I sparingly do. I can't. I do have an addictive personality in a sense, and I like routine. But if it's something like this, I don't want to get addicted to caffeine. I don't want to have I need coffee. So like, I'll do it like three times a week. That's my goal. I'm gonna do it definitely when I'm doing the podcast. It's low key like, what is it? Performance enhancing drug, PED. Feels like that. Feel like I get in a zone when I'm on this shit. But I don't want to have to wake up and just do that shit. Maybe that changes as the time goes on. But as for now, I'm cool with like 3 times a week. If I just need a little pep.
You're doing ice or hot?
Hot. I haven't done ice yet.
Oh, ice is the way to go. Especially down there where you are.
Sensation.
See, I don't love coffee regardless, but like hot coffee, it's like fine. The taste of iced coffee, I do not like at all. It tastes
like
so different.
I like the iced coffee flavor way more.
And I feel like that's the prevailing thing now is most people do iced coffee unless it's like really cold. And I
think because it lasts longer. Like if you're have a cup of coffee and it's iced coffee, you could drink it longer than you can.
That's true.
Hot coffee. And hot coffee, I tried to do it the other day. In the summertime, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I will drink it anywhere on a boat.
Have you tried iced yet?
No. I've had the need to, because why put it in ice when it's hot? I like hot. I like the warm sensation. It makes me feel like, I don't know, like I'm sitting outside in a rocking chair in a forest in a cabin on a great morning with the dew from the day just dripping off the leaves, and there's a deer in the faint background, and his kids, and they're crossing a river. It makes me feel like
I do like the only time I will go like out of my way to get coffee is that first college football Saturday where it's like 53, maybe 49.
Those days are the best.
And I walk outside and I'm walking to the office. I'm like, I need a coffee for this.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Get a
that's what I'm
coffee,
saying,
get
bro.
there about 10:15, settle in, get all your spreadsheets ready, get your stuff, college game days on, sipping on your coffee. That's when I want a coffee.
That's what I'm saying. Coffee makes people feel cozy. It makes like.
Oh
it
yeah,
really makes
warm
you-
coffee when it's cold outside or when it's getting fall is great. What was your favorite at
I haven't
Kick?
even
What's
been there
your
yet.
favorite?
I wasn't even into coffee when it's cold. This is my first season of coffee. This is gonna be my first cold season with coffee.
Oh,
I'm
that's
excited.
exciting. Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna be amazing.
exciting.
And then you can do this with your sweater. Like, Arian, you can't see me, but you have to get an open cardigan, and then you got to go like this.
Are you
Yeah,
draping it around your shoulders?
yeah,
Is
like-
that
You gotta like
Yeah.
take
Like,
both sides of it, and
ooh.
you gotta go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I'm back on my rocking chair in a little cabin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got it's not even it's
wrap your
It's
hands
like one of
around
those
it
little
like
it's one of those little blankets you put on couches. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's one of
a
those.
throw.
And it's red and black plaid.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
Yeah,
And you're about to go
yeah.
learn the true meaning of Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
dog, absolutely.
And you're gonna have
Yeah.
you're gonna have a love story commence because it's like you're gonna learn the true meaning of Christmas. A big city guy is gonna come take care of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or
Absolutely.
gal, I
And I
guess.
stick my hand out and a little hummingbird lands on my finger, and then it just flutters away.
As you're
Arian should
making-
get one of those TikTok hats that's like that has the almost like the welder mask on it,
Yeah.
where there's a perch for a hummingbird to sit on, so you could watch it like right in your eyeballs. You need to get that.
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite opening? Like, if you have an ideal football day, opening kickoff temperature, what are you hoping for?
Thank you, madam. Got my other cup of coffee ready for me.
He's like, I'm sparingly.
Well, no, when I go in, I'm gonna get me some cups of coffee. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
this is a rather large cup as well. I'm sorry. Coffee came. Forgot what you said.
Ideal opening kickoff temperature for you, where you walk outside doing warm ups and you're like, this is perfect.
You mean when I was playing or like when
Yeah,
I'm watching?
when you're playing.
When I'm playing, warming up. I loved when I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii,
Yep.
but it's overcast, but like the sun, you can still see the sun shine through, and there's that light little mist drizzle where it's just slowly, falling onto the skin. That's my vibe. I love those days.
Okay.
It's like
A little misty.
oh my God, I love that. Not where it's raining and then there's puddles, but just that light little mist.
Did it make holding the ball harder?
No, when it's just light like that, no.
Okay.
When it starts to really pour down, I mean, honestly, I'll keep it a beam. There's levels. There's like 3 levels. That mist thing, I can keep the gloves on and to where it doesn't affect the holding of the ball. And then there's the next level where I actually, it helps that little bit of like rain. Like it's almost like if you ever see like basketball players, they'll stick their hands underneath their
Yeah.
jerseys. It creates a little bit of friction to where it actually kind of helps. Or even like quarterbacks, they'll lick their fingers right before they go underneath the center, right? Because that little bit of wetness kind of helps. And then there's a third level where it's just drenching and it's actually becomes slippery. And that's
Yeah,
why
it's
I
like
don't-
when you're opening up a plastic bag too. Like you do it and it creates that little bit of friction. Yeah, I
I'm not
understand
sure
that.
that I've ever had to do. I usually just tear them shits. I don't even.
Or like a page in a book.
Yeah.
Hey, is this a Two Americas thing? I don't think it is, but it may be. The other day, I got my groceries and, I untied the bag or I didn't tie it at all. I get all my groceries out and I stick it in this. I stick the plastic bags in a drawer, and it got to the point now where the entire drawer is full of grocery bags. Do y'all keep those bags?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So it's just
You have them all in
thing.
one
Okay.
in a grocery bag filled with grocery bags.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the bathroom trash can
Yeah.
liner.
Got you.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I have an entire drawer just full of them shits, and I don't necessarily. Every now and then they'll get some use, but I have more groceries coming in than I do bags going out, and it's getting out of control. Yeah.
Growing up, we had like a specific like special holder for it.
I was just gonna say that we had like
It
a
was
holder you could pull it
dispenser.
out.
Yeah, you would just like pull it out.
And it was like plaid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
didn't-
if there's
I
a
didn't
time
know.
where you could use one, you're amped. You're like, hell yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
my mom's
you're
like,
like,
"Can
thank
you go
God I
get a-
saved this.
Can you go get a bag? And I'd be like,
Yep.
That's not a Two Americas thing. That's
Yeah, I wasn't sure because
That's
I never
nationwide.
seen it.
Nation.
In
That's
a
what
white-
brings
in a
us
White
together.
House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plastic bags bring us together. Big T, that was it. You just mad about those two things?
Yeah, for the most part.
In the world of slot reels and blackjack deals comes the must-play event of the summer from DraftKings Casino, featuring nonstop action and all-star cast of games, including A-lister Loki's Luck. This summer, Blockbuster is one you won't want to miss. Plus, new players can get $100 instantly in casino credits with just $1 wager. And all players get a Blockbuster bonus every week. So sign up with code MACRO and grab your popcorn. It's showtime on DraftKings Casino. Yeah. I feel you on that Google shit. Did we have any voicemails today?
We
Or
do
we
have
chilling?
voicemails today. Do you want to do
Let's
some?
let's run a couple of voicemails, man.
Okay. Also, I will say one more thing about things that bring America together. Rotisserie chicken, because I tweet about my rotisserie chicken whenever I get a new one, and people, I mean, there hasn't been one negative comment about my rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, when I used to work out all the time, I would go to the gym. There was a grocery store, a little HEB right next to the Golds, and I would go in and get a rotisserie chicken and eat that shit with my fingers on my way home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a rotisserie chicken phase right now, and I tweet about it every time I get a new one, and everyone's like, hell yeah, you are. Like, it's such a positive community, the rotisserie chicken
Roto
community.
chickens, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, it's just like it's such an easy like
it's beautiful.
when you just go to the store, bring that, you can have a nice little meal around that shit, and it falls off the bone. It don't matter where, like what store it is.
And
It just falls off
skin.
the
And
bone.
then it's
amazing.
nice because I'll shred it. Like, I'll shred it when I get home, and then like just use it as I please. But it's nice because I get like a snack because I'll have like the little drumsticks, and so I get like a snack while I'm shredding my chicken. It's great.
And whenever you're doing it post gym and you're eating it with your hands on the way home, it's great because you're already wearing a dirty ass shirt.
Yeah, you
So
feel like
I
a
would just
man.
wipe my hands on my shirt and go back in for another handful of chicken.
Yeah.
It's great.
That reminds me, I was at the airport coming back from New Orleans, and I had like an hour and a half before they started boarding. So I go to this little bar area, and this little Asian woman, like we're having a conversation with this little Asian woman. She's super super pretty, right? It's like tell she's a little older, but I was like probably guessing like 50, maybe 60, right?
Well, then you're like this is my.
No. She was married. You know, I was chilling. But she tells me she's like 75 years old, and like not a wrinkle on her face. And I was like, "Yo, what's the secret? Like, what is that? That's wild that you look that amazing." And she was like all excited. She said, "Yeah, I know exactly what I do. I forget she gets like this certain kind of rice, and she eats 2 eggs every single day. That's what she's like. That was her secret. She's like, that's what you do. It's just great for you." I was like, maybe some truth to that. I don't know. But I might start eating eggs every day. She looked amazing. Shout out to her. Yeah, let's get them voicemails popping.
Okay.
Yo, Ben, Minnesota, riddle for you.
Oh, fuck.
What do we got here? The day
Supposed to tell us.
before, 2 days after the day before tomorrow is Saturday. What day is it today?
Hang on.
Okay.
Play that again.
Yeah, run that shit back.
I mean, he took like 30 minutes.
I mean, he said that.
to
Yeah.
get to it.
Okay.
What do we got here? The day before, 2 days after the day before tomorrow is Saturday.
God.
What day is it today?
All right, I need you to pause
Love
it
you
after each
Okay.
little segment.
Do you want me? I have it written down. Do you want me to just say
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. The day before,
Uh-huh.
2 days after, the day before tomorrow.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
So the day before tomorrow.
No. He said day before.
No,
2
no.
days.
I'm working backwards.
Yeah.
The day before tomorrow
Yep.
Is today.
is Saturday.
Oh, yeah. 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. It also matters what day we started on. So I assume we're starting on a.
No, that's what
the
you're-
day before tomorrow is today.
Okay, correct. Okay, wait. Okay, let's start from the front. Let's not start from the back.
Okay.
That's what she
The
said.
day
All right, we started from
before.
the front or the back.
We're starting from the beginning.
Okay.
The day before, 2 days after.
I think you have to go backwards.
Yeah.
You have to go backwards.
Wait. Okay, so let me just make sure I have this right. The day before, 2 days after, the day before tomorrow.
Man, see this type of shit here, dog.
I know,
so
this
the
one was
day
hard.
So I think you
It's
do got to go
Sunday.
backwards. So the day
All right,
before
all right.
I have
tomorrow
the
is
answer.
today.
It's
Say
Sunday.
it slow one more time, Maddie. Say it slow one more
The
time.
day before, 2 days after, the day before tomorrow.
It's Sunday.
Okay, so we start tomorrow. Okay, we start tomorrow. Okay, so say it one more
So-
time.
The day before, 2 days after the date before tomorrow is Saturday.
Day before, 2 days after. All right, say it one more time.
Okay. The day before, 2 days after, the day before tomorrow
It's
is
today.
Saturday. It's a day of the week.
It's either Sunday or Friday, and I've
Depends on which.
my brain is fried as to which one it is.
You got to go from Saturday.
Does that
No,
not depend
Arian,
on what?
Arian,
No,
go from Saturday.
Yeah, one of them has to Saturday.
Well,
So
why are we
Saturday.
starting? He doesn't specify what day we're starting on.
No,
That's what you're figuring out.
That's what you're figuring out.
Oh, so the answer is Saturday. Because he's just adding in a bunch of different shit to get you back to Saturday.
No.
It's
No?
one
It would
off.
matter
it's
what
one
day you
off. It's
start
either
on.
Friday
See?
or Sunday.
Hate this shit. How are we supposed to know if we don't know? Because if
That's
we're
what
doing
you're
this,
trying
All
to
right,
figure out.
Arian, let me.
Well, but hold on, hear me out.
That's solving for
my
X,
gripe.
yeah.
Hear my gripe. It depends on what day you're starting on. Right now, today's Monday, so I'm starting from a Monday perspective.
No. You have Saturday in it. That's why I was working backwards.
X equals
Wait,
Saturday.
when did he say
Yes.
Saturday?
The end
At
is
the
Saturday.
end.
Yeah, X
Wait,
equals
hold on,
Saturday.
Hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. Say the whole
George-
shit over again. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm
None
gonna
of
say
that.
it. I'm gonna say it at a normal pace.
Yeah.
The day before, 2 days after, the day before tomorrow is Saturday.
Okay, the
Oh,
day
I
before
did
tomorrow
not
is
hear the
Saturday.
I've said it.
That's today, right? So let's just say, so that cancels out. So now you have the day before, 2 days after, which is +1. That's a -1 and a +2 equals a +1. So Saturday +1 is Sunday.
It's not Sunday.
I think
Then
it's
it's
Saturday.
wrong.
I think it's Saturday.
It's not Saturday.
I think it's
Is
Friday.
it Friday?
It is Friday.
Okay, so
I just said that because you guys
Because here's
got rid of the other two.
here's
I
the
don't
breakdown.
fucking
Here's
know.
the breakdown. The day before tomorrow is today. The day before, 2 days after, is really 1 day after.
and 1 day after Saturday is Sunday.
Wait. It says Friday.
That's why I hate riddles, man. Riddles are dumb.
I'm just
I agree.
reading off of the thing.
I fucking.
All right,
hate
everybody stop.
riddles.
Everybody stop. Okay. The day before, 2
Tomorrow.
days after. The day after tomorrow, which means nothing. The day after, the third thing means nothing. So the day before, 2 days after. 2 days after Saturday would be Monday. The day before that
It's Sunday.
is Sunday.
It says on multiple sources Friday.
I mean, somebody tell me I'm crazy.
Maybe we're doing our PIMDOS wrong.
Honestly.
Did you use the
Yeah, we need to do
parentheses inside the
yeah,
parentheses.
the orders
agree,
of operation.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. 'cause
Okay, I have
honestly, this shit
I
loses
have
me, dog.
wait. Oh, wait, no. This way.
Math is not my strong point.
Did you
and
ever
then
feel like
word
it-
problems?
This isn't a
even
riddle.
worse.
This is disguised algebra.
Right.
Do y'all, yes, what I said. Do y'all ever
Which I find
feel
offensive.
like when you have to like pack or something like that, right? You walk into your closet and the overwhelming task of having to organize it all in your head and pick clothes and all that shit. Does that ever just like derail your motivation?
Yes.
Like every
That,
day.
that bro, it
of
is
my life.
so debilitating where I just say, fuck it. I'm not doing it. And that's what I feel like with riddles. Like I get to a certain point where I'm like, I don't care. Why are we
Okay.
doing? It's like Johnny has 75 ping pong balls and he has to put them in order to fill a room a certain fuck Johnny and his ping pong balls and
Yeah.
fuck this
True.
guy in his
Yeah.
days. I
Yeah.
not you, but the riddle. Whoever made the riddle, not you, my guy is he from Minnesota or wherever?
Nah, fuck that guy.
Ben
too.
from Minnesota. So
Nah, I
okay.
fuck with you, Ben.
I'm gonna give you the answer that I'm seeing.
All
Okay.
right.
Please
The
do.
answer is Friday. The day before tomorrow is today.
Mhm.
The day before 2 days
Which would
after.
be Saturday, right?
No, we're
yes.
just
The day
And
before
yes,
Tuesday.
no, he's
Oh,
correct.
okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
okay. The day before 2 days after is really
The
1 day after.
before-
And
no,
one
no,
day
that would be
after
one day-
Saturday is Sunday.
But it's
The day
saying
before-
wait, this is where I'm getting thrown off because it's
No,
saying
no, no,
it's
no, no. The day before.
Look at
I
this
am
sentence.
right.
Hold on. Look
on.
it. It says
The day
this
before,
sentence
2
is
days
so if
after
1
would
day
be
after today
Sunday.
is Saturday, then it must be Friday. Because it's 1 day after today. So it's saying 1 day from Saturday.
Wait.
It's 1
Wait,
day
hold on,
after
hold on.
today. So
Fuck it. I don't
circle
care
back on
anymore.
it. So-
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
one
I
day,
do. Fuck it. Hold on,
1 day
hold on.
after Friday is Saturday. That's what it's saying.
Hold on.
Okay, I see now.
The day before, 2 days after would be Sunday.
We were looking we were looking at it like today was Saturday. Saturday was the answer of
That's what I
all
was
those things
saying.
added up.
Yeah. You're
So instead of
saying.
instead of adding a day to Saturday, you were adding a day to get to Saturday.
Yes.
I hate riddles.
Okay, that's dumb as fuck, and nobody should ever call in with that again.
Also, who speaks that way? Grow up.
That's
Literally.
okay.
We appreciate
Phrase it like a normal
was that
person.
guy Brian?
Ben.
Ben, thank you so much for calling and listening. We love you.
I like you. I like you as an individual. Your riddle was shit though.
Okay, next one. I think it's another
Now
riddle.
I'm mad.
I think we have another riddle.
Teed off.
Who started this riddle for voicemails bullshit?
PFT.
Eric, and then he
Fucking
doesn't
Eric.
show up to do it.
Yeah, fucking Hobbit stuff.
Okay.
Hey, Macrodosing crew. This is Ashton from Michigan. I got a riddle for you.
Motherfucker.
So a farmer has 30 cows and 28 chickens. How many didn't?
10.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'll say it once
I've
again.
heard that one, yeah.
A farmer has 30 cows and 28 chickens. How many didn't? Thank you. Stay handsome. Stay gorgeous.
And sexy.
10. 28, as in ATE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that one before, which is also stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to being from Michigan.
Good
That's
point.
cool.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Huge shout out to all those knitters out there.
I went to one of the this lake house out there with I used to play when the pandemic started. I had one of the homies who's a streamer. He plays D&D, and I had never played before. He's like, "You want to do it?" And I was like, "I got shit else to do." So every Sunday we would get on the stream and play D&D, and it was just like a little. It wasn't even streaming. It was just like a game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then one day he was like, "We're all going to this lake. You want to come?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" So I went, and that was a dope ass experience. Also, D&D is fire.
Lakes
I've never
in
played
Michigan.
it.
Amazing.
You never played? I wanted to do it on this show, but the Hobbit said they do it on his other show, and he didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay, bet.
You should be.
I
You should do it.
I stopped calling him the Hobbit. That's my.
Yeah, it's like Hobbit 4.
It is, but like aside from his height, he kind of does fit the description of a Hobbit.
And they're very nice, and he's very nice.
Well, I mean, I don't dislike Hobbits.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
Scott-
It's not a
Scott
riddle.
Thank God. I think Big T's got.
How's it going, Macrodosing crew? This is Anthony from New Jersey. Just have a quick question. Since we had our first celebrity president in Donald Trump, I was
Not
wondering what you guys would think about having a cabinet strictly of football coaches. So it could be college or NFL. So which football coach you think would make the best president? Which football coach you think would make the best VP, Speaker of the House, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, etc.? Think it'd be a fun thought experiment. Love you guys. Stay handsome. Stay beautiful.
I believe we have done this exact thing before. I think. May have been a long time ago.
Should definitely
I
not
don't
use
think
the
we had-
only football coach that's
But-
currently in Congress.
But Donald
That
Trump
would
is
be a
not our first
disaster.
celebrity president.
Tommy Tuberville?
Reagan.
was.
Yeah. Tuberville would be terrible.
That's what I'm saying. We've seen this in action, and I like football coaches for the most part, except for the ones that have played before or are just player coaches in general. They're fucking assholes, dog. Football coaches are assholes, though. They have this like view of players that is extremely unfavorable. Like, and I even got this confirmed this weekend. I was talking to one of my homeboys who's like in the higher ops, who I used to play with. He's like, dog, I had to like check some of the shit because some of the shit they say about players in those meetings is horrible. Like they'll be like, yo, he's dumb. He's an idiot. He can't learn anything. He's an idiot. Like they talk about you like that to your face. So I can only imagine what they say behind your back. They don't view football players very favorably, dog. But
Isn't that why a lot of players like Mike McDaniels? Because he's cool. Like he doesn't
Mike
do
McDaniels?
that. The head coach of the
Dolphins
Dolphins.
coach.
oh yeah, it's player coach. Like
Yeah.
player coaches by far the best kinds of coaches. They treat you like human beings. And most of the time they have played before, have been around football a lot in a way that was favorable to like player. So they were like in the locker room a lot or something like that. So they understand the vibe. You have a lot of these coaches that were like GAs, and so they were just on the coaching side. So they view players kind of like a cog in the wheel rather than, humans with feelings. And so,
You think the day of asshole coaches are kind of going to the wayside?
Yes, because football traditionally has this I hate to use the analogy, but worker owner relationship. We'll call it like that. And it's very do as I say and don't question authority. Military. That's the veil in which professional sports in general, but especially football, is kind of under. And
just follow orders.
Yeah, follow orders. Like do what you're told. Fall in line, and which is why I used to get into it with coaches a lot. But it's kind of going away because the benefits of player coaches is starting to. You start to see it in real time. You start to develop really good relationships with it. Like for years, I think what really fucked people over was Belichick, right? Belichick had this straight line. Some people like playing with him, but from my experience, a lot of people didn't like his style. And a lot of coaches would go by that because they won so much, but they only won so much because they had Tom Brady.
Right.
You saw what happened as soon as he didn't have him. He was a regular coach. He's a good coach. Don't be wrong. I think he's a really good coach, but I think his style is not conducive to today's athlete, and even more so today because today's athlete is a little bit more entitled than we were back then. Today's athlete it's a different breed.
Yeah,
I think it's going towards that. Any more voicemails?
Do you want to pick a cabinet or no?
I mean, Saban's got to be in there. Ran a extremely successful organization for a long time.
He's got to be Secretary of Defense.
No, I was going to say Kirby Smart, Secretary of Defense. Nick Saban, Chief of Staff. I guess that's not technically a cabinet position, but
I just think football coaches make horrible politicians.
Yeah.
I'm just they don't have no empathy, dog.
Yeah, I don't think they have the demeanor to do that. I don't know. I can't think of one that I would want. Pete Carroll would probably be good in a position because he has a very
player coach.
Yeah, I think he would be one of those guys that you could put into a position where people would work hard for him. But you got to have in a secretary position somebody that walks down the hallway and people are happy to kind of see you when you go.
Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin would be good. Gus Bradley.
Yeah.
Terrible coach, or terrible head coach, but I think he would be good in one of those roles. Gus Bradley would be great as Secretary of Education because he just go around talking to kids using his huge cheesy grin.
I feel like Kevin Stefanski has a lot of he could be a politician vibe.
Who's that?
The Browns coach.
All things Browns. No?
But it's I mean.
Nah, that's what's up.
He's normal.
I didn't know who he was.
Maybe he's give him Department of Transportation.
Hopefully.
Him and Pete Buttigieg. I just
like
the guy.
I'll tell you what. The more that motherfucker be talking on Fox and shit, the more I like him.
Yeah.
Buttigieg?
Mm-hmm.
He's very smart.
He has the greatest timing for huge swallows of anybody I've ever seen speak. So he'll get a question, he'll say his first thought, bro. And then he goes,
that is a wild, bro.
What? That swallow?
I just need you to think about that for 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, bro. That was bad. Strike that from the record. My apologies to him and Chasten. Yeah.
To Chasten.
Oh, is that his husband's name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild. Yeah.
I like Mayor Pete.
Yeah, I don't hate him, man. I think he said some of the realest shit ever though, for as a Trump supporter, because a lot of Biden's criticism was he can't do it. And then finally the Democrats realized, okay, he can't. But Trump's cognitive decline is also prevalent, but they don't admit it. And so Biden did a very selfless thing and saying, okay, let me step aside. Who was in charge of that decision, remains to be seen. And he said that was a valiant act of patriotism. He said that he doesn't think Trump has it in him to do.
Yeah, that he couldn't even comprehend doing something
good
for the
strong
country.
Point.
Yeah.
Very strong point. Any other voicemails?
Nope, that's it.
Beautiful. Well,
I'm doing a podcast this week on the CIA and Charles Manson.
Ooh.
which should be great. I just read this book called Chaos, Charles Manson and the CIA. It is shocking how much.
Give me a few tidbits.
So in between the time, so one, Manson had been arrested like 30 times over the course of his life, and including one when they were investigating the family. He got, during the time that they were investigating the family, he was arrested like 7 or 8 times for like running guns. He had statutory rape that he was involved with. Like they caught him with like 3 or 4 at different times, 16, 17-year-old girls who had run away from his house. They caught him with large amounts of LSD. He had a single FBI probation officer was attached to him. He didn't have to go in and report to anybody. And then after the trial, he had, because he was on probation for the course of like 20 years in his life, they only have like 12 documents of the time that he was on probation. He would go to the same exact judge. Everybody else that had his charges would have been sent to federal prison for life, probably, after being a multiple time offender. Federal prison, typically, if you're a violent offender, you're going to do at least 90% of your sentence. He would do like 10, 15% each time that he would go in. I mean, they definitely allowed that dude.
What's the claim? They're saying that he was in cahoots?
It was racial injustice to start a race war in LA. Like that was the rise of the Black Panther Party, and that they were trying to have racial divisions there, that they were originally going to try to frame all the family's actions as Black people were doing these murders to these celebrities.
Is this documented?
Yeah. This book is insane, man.
Wow.
It's insane. Like the things that I heard in that book, I was blown away. And the CIA, years later, admitted that parts of the story are true. So if they've
been doing that shit forever. The infighting with the Black Panthers, they try to orchestrate all of that. Yeah, they try to they put out propaganda against different factions for sure. They're some assholes for sure.
The things that they proved in the book were nuts. Nuts. And they said which is why conservatives be like, get rid of CIA, FBI. I'm like, hell yeah, because if you imagine what they doing, police doing the same shit, and they have been caught doing the same shit. So I say we rewrite the whole fucking system. What do you say, Big T?
I'd need to see how it's rewritten, but yeah,
it'll skew to you guys. It'll skew towards the conservatives.
I mean, what does that mean?
You got to take care of the white Christian male in this country, dog. It's getting out of control. Y'all are in the crossfires
you
right now.
There's
this program that you should look up independently. It's called STAR in Denver. Okay. And so the whole movement behind defund the police, I know when people in general, like liberals or conservatives, hear that, they're like, that's ridiculous. You want no policing. No, that's not what it means. It's horrible branding. The basics of it is we want to transfer some of the funds for different things, because we don't believe that if you're a traffic cop, right, you should have the same responsibility as a mental health call, as the same responsibility as a domestic violence call, as the same responsibility as a bank robber, right? All these different issues should have different training and different regimens. So there's this program in Denver called STAR. And what they do is they work with the Denver Police Department, and they say, okay, there's a lot of like the lady that just got killed by the police in that Black woman, I forget her name, but
Sonia Massey.
There you go. So she just got killed by a police officer, right? A rogue police officer. That
egregious.
It was insane, right? But you can clearly see by the body cam footage that it's like she had a mental problem. Like there was something going on. She has mental health issues, right?
That was the call too.
Yeah. Well, the call was she thought that there was an intruder somewhere in her house, right? And so the issue is, when you're dealing with people with mental health issues, there's a way to talk to them, right? Police are not trained with a specific, I think, depth in order to handle those calls. And so this program, STAR in Denver, handles mental health calls, and they have a whole bunch of data that says that they have success, a high success rate in having this specific task force that deals with just mental health calls. And it's very well loved by all the higher ups in I think it's in Denver, if I'm not but I know it's in Colorado. But that's what we want to kind of reinvent what it means to police our neighborhoods. And that is a specific instance where you see the benefits right there with programs like that. So instead of having a police officer come to a mental health call, you should have people who are trained in that area, because there's no way. I see this woman holding the sign that says like you want civilians to act in concordance with police training when there's a gun being pointed at them. There's no way you can expect that from people. So you have to have that kind of lenience when you're dealing with these kind of situations. And so I just think like programs like that should be federally funded with studies and federally funded to implement, just to start re-envisioning what it means to police ourselves.
Yeah, I went to the Federal Law Enforcement Academy when I was in the Marine Corps. And one of the things that they really harp on whenever like you show up to a place is a psychological deterrent. And the psychological deterrent that you have on your body at all times is a weapon. And then I would have a dog. Well, a psychological deterrent can turn into a psychological detriment really quickly. And if you don't have the skill set, you walk into a person that's in a mental distress call and you have guns or you have mace or even just your physical presence exacerbates everything. Like it can make everything worse. And you saw that very clearly in this case where the woman was in distress. She had it. She put her hands up. You could tell that she was disheveled. And then what happened.
Yeah. But and then to me, it's just like, dog, there's no way, even if she was trying to throw the fucking pot of water on you, dog. You pull a gun? That's your first? What? That's just crazy to me, dog. But, you know, rest in peace.
She wasn't even touching it. She wasn't even touching it.
She shouldn't have died, dog. It's bullshit. But,
and that guy should have never been hired.
Agreed. Yeah, didn't he have like all kind of like, that's the other thing.
Multiple DUIs.
They have another thing where like the police, I don't know if it's a union or whatever, but they'll just move police officers. Like if they get into like some civil dispute or something like that, and there's like a claim against them, they'll just move them to another department, and it'll happen again, and they'll move them to another department. It's like a high key, like the Catholic Church. Like every time there's a discrepancy, you just move them around.
I'm
like,
a
instead
union
of holding
guy,
them
but
accountable.
The police,
which is another reason.
Yeah,
which is another reason. If you're thinking about, if you're any kind of on the left, Trump's talking about immunity for cops. Just fucking insane.
It's crazy.
Insanity.
That is fascism.
That is absolute fascism.
That is.
But anywho, that could be a whole nother topic. We appreciate y'all listening. Much love. You make our lives better. Hopefully we add a little bit of value to yours, man. Chaps, appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. Yeah,
I said, yeah, man. Sorry, you didn't hear me.
Anytime, man.
No, yeah, you guys were lucky to have me for sure.
Yeah, much love, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace, man. See y'all on Thursday.